first element we're going to talk about is strategize, and you break that down in planning for your new career, creating a timeline based on the new date, and then identify what goals will take the most time, effort, and energy. So let's just break that down, and let's talk about planning for your new career date. Let's talk about that date.
All right. So in planning for your new career date, what we want to do is everyone can and knows and focuses on what their date of retirement or their ETS date is. And that's a given, and it's an earned reward that you should be proud of. I mean, it is an achievement in life that should not go unrecognized. But when that becomes your primary focus, then it makes everything else kind of subdued. And what we want to do is, yes, that's cool, have it there, look at it, admire it. What we want to do, though, is create our new date. What's your new hire date for your new career? When are you beginning your new life? And that is the date that you want to bring forward and bring more attention upon. And how we do that is, once we have that established, that it's like, and it's a, you know, it's how much of a break after your ETS, after your retirement, do you want to take before you want to begin to work, right? So if you were talking to an employer right now, oh, you know, when are you available? Well, my retirement date's this. Okay, so that doesn't really
So when are you available?
When are you available
right.
is not really answered.
Right.
So you want to have that down in concrete as to, this is the date that I want to make myself available. Do I want a week? Do I want a month? Do I want 2 months? That time duration is up to you. When it comes within the characteristic, especially with retirement and everything else, you've got all these longing leave dates, everything else that you've incurred over time, and that's fine. The new date starts out, and what we want to do there is build it.
Yeah, like create the timeline, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that's where we go into that next element.
The time.
So creating the
timeline. Yeah.
That's waiting for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, moving on, creating the timeline.
Right. So creating the timeline, now once we have the new date and we understand exactly where our starting point is, we want a backwards plan. Okay. And that is the overall most important key element of the strategy, right? So we want to be able to go from present day to that future date and see exactly what that looks like laid out in a timeline to how much time we have to play with. And everybody knows as you get older, life gets shorter, time goes faster, everything gets accelerated, and you realize that you don't actually have as much time to get ready and prepare that you think you do. And the point, once again, is to stay away from that panic button, right? We don't want to end up where it's, oh man, financially, I need a job now. Benefit-wise, I need a job now. Right. You know, family-wise, I need a job now. I need something now. You know, we want to be able to plan successfully so that we have the lower stress levels when it comes to going through this whole process. So within the new timeline date, we begin to fill that. Right?
And that's with the goals, right?
And so we begin to sit down and annotate what is going to be the overall purpose and goals of what we want to do. What we want to identify that takes the most time, that is going to take the most dedication, and we fill it in that calendar as we prioritize it. And you can use technology. Doesn't matter if you want to use, you know, a Google Calendar, if you want to use an app, if you want to use an old day planner, because it's dependable and you don't have to worry about it. And it just might be, you know, everybody has their own learning style. Everybody has their own style of how they do everything. So that is one of the first aspects of creating our strategy, is knowing our timeline of what we want to create, how we want to do it. Everything else will piggyback to that timeline again. And so as we go through the 9 elements, we will break it down and how we utilize that timeline and how it helps us.
Awesome. So that's strategize, and the next one we're going to be talking about is prepare.